Hello, everybody. This is Nick Newman with the Conscienticon, where we share practical, spiritual, occult wisdom. I want to start off by thanking the patrons for helping support the growth of the channel. I really appreciate you all deeply. And if you're interested in supporting the Conscienticon, please comment, like, and subscribe. Also, first $103 tier patrons will get a video made by me on any topic that they wish, and it will be posted on the Conscienticon forever, permanently. So think about that. So today's episode is about ritual, and ritual to me is a very fun topic because it was one of the original topics that I stumbled in on that bridges the gap between psychology, magic, and basically like all sorts of hacks to mental flow states. Okay, and so let me explain a little bit better here. So it is proven now that ritualistic behavior of all kinds, some people even believe that rituals like going to weddings and things like this are actually designed to soothe the psyche and get our minds in a state where they're focused on something that it thinks it can control. Okay. So there's some evidence supporting this, and there's some real life examples of people using rituals to increase their performance right in front of us. And primarily it's in team sport games like basketball. So for example, Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, he used to listen to the Halloween theme song in order to activate a different character in his head known as the Black Mamba. And I'll show you that clip here.
How did you get your mindset into this alter ego to be comfortable being Black Mamba? Like, how did that happen?
It's a good separation for me, emotionally, to be able to put myself in a place where at practice or when I'm training or during games, I switch my mind to something else. I don't think I've ever said this before. This kind of makes me seem very psychotic, but whatever. I used to play the Halloween theme song over and over and over in my headphones.
Pre-game. Seriously.
Seriously. And it was important that it was Michael Myers because the mask itself was void of emotion. It has
That's
nothing to do with
psychotic
pressure,
at
it
the
has
highest
nothing to do with hype, has nothing to do with camaraderie. It's stone cold killer. And I would listen to that song over and over and over again. That's when you know you better run.
And of course, we got the OG Michael Jordan and LeBron James doing the chalk throw. So basically, dust their hands with chalk and throw it off into the crowd or in the middle of the arena. And this would basically set them up mentally to perform better. So research psychologist Nick Hobson says basically that predictability breeds happiness. And a ritual, any sort of ritual that you use to improve performance, is basically a predictable set of actions which gears up your brain and your neurons to fire in a new pattern or a specific set of patterns, because the mind is a lot like a filtration system, and we know this when we learn about spirituality. The mind itself is something that dissects and filters the world. It actually limits how much life you can experience in some sense. Nick Hobson actually put a group together and found out after some old studies about ERN, which means error-related negativity scans found in an EEG brain scans, electroencephalogram. So basically it scans the brain and finds patterns in which the brain fires. And they found a specific type of spike or pattern, which is called the error-related negativity pattern. And what this does is, what they think is happening is there's parts of our brain and our subconscious mind that actually tell us when we've made a mistake or not, and then correct our behavior patterns. And what Nick has found, what a wonderful name, Nick Hobson actually found that when you reduce these ERNs, these error-related negativity signals, it's actually reducing anxiety, performance-related anxiety in the brain, and basically what he says is the findings are consistent with the long-standing view that ritual buffers against uncertainty and anxiety. Our results indicate that ritual guides goal-directed performance by regulating the brain's response to personal failure. Okay? Regulates the brain's response to personal failure in terms of goal-related performance. So what it is it's like a queue up of behaviors to follow. And this is why it's particularly effective in team sports and such, because it gets the brain into a firing pattern in which it is at a maximum performance state, and we actually reduce the ERNs, or the error-related negativity signals in our brain that causes what a lot of psychologists consider cognitive dissonance. And a lot of spiritual people like me believe that cognitive dissonance is one of the things that we're trying to basically eliminate from our life to the highest degree so we can reach flow states and spiritual states. So I want to focus on Hermetic philosophy for a moment and the law of correspondence, which says as within, so without, as above, so below. And this ritualistic behavior cues the human system up to basically navigate its environment or flow within the environment. This is a spiritual way of seeing ritualistic behavior and why it works. It cues up a pattern that has been cued up before for very similar situations, and you lather, you rinse, and you repeat, and it gets you into a flow state more rapidly, or a state with less error signals. So, if you'd like to learn more about occult mysticism, spirituality, and practical self-help tips, please comment, like, and subscribe. And in the future, the Conscienticon will have much more of this content that will hopefully allow you guys to experience a brighter and happier life. So please comment, like, and subscribe. This is Nick Newman. Thank you.